Well, a lot of you recall that a Rivers State-based lady, Regina Ledom Barizasim, who was recently sacked by her former boss for attending the 2 million man march for the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, has gotten a new job in Port Harcourt. Plan B TV team earlier reported that the level 100 students of Agnetus Hajuru Universities of Education had in a viral videos requested for help from Nigerians, alleging that she was fired by her boss for attending the rally which took place on August 27th. In the video, the young ladies who work as a receptionist in a hotel in Port Harcourt said that she attended the rally because it was a off day. Details in the video.
Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, everyone. So, I was just laid off from work 2 days ago. I was just sacked from work 2 days ago because I went out for the 2 million march in Port Harcourt. So, that very day, because I work in a hotel, I was working in a hotel as a receptionist. That very day was my off day. I was home. So, I went out for the 2 million march in Port Harcourt because I stay in Port Harcourt. I base in Port Harcourt. So when I got back to the office the following day, I'm supposed to resume. My boss now called me and said that I should go and meet with Obi to give me work. So I started begging. I said, "Asa, what did I do?" He said, that he thinks I'm playing politics now, that I should go, let obedience give me work. Because before then, when I came back from the rally that day, the brother now called me and said, obedience, how much did they pay you? So I was like, sir, they don't pay me any money, or they did not pay anybody any money. He said, I saw your picture, I saw your video. So that was just it, only for me to reach work the following day. My boss now said I should go, that I should not work again, that I should go and meet obedient Peter Obi to give me work. Nigerians, I need help. I need help. I just got admission this year, and that job has been my only hope for the school. I learned sewing too, but doing the sewing and you don't have a shop, you don't have anything, getting work is very, very difficult in the house. So I was using that job to just plan myself that at least if I get admission, I will still be working and be schooling. So now in my house, I'm the first. My younger sibling just wrote her WAEC, and she's in Port Harcourt now with me, and she has not even gotten a job. She don't even have a job. Right now, the both of us are just in the house like that. No job, no hope for the admission again. Because if I'm not working, how will I go to school? I'm coming from a background where there's nothing at all. I just hustle in Port Harcourt here. I just work to survive. Nigerians, please, I need help. I really need help.
It's either you're obedient or you're obedient.
However, according to the new videos obtained by the Plan B TV team after this particular video went viral, Regina has been employed by the management of the Omega Power Ministry (OPM). She was employed to work at the ultra-modern printing press belonging to the church with a higher wages, more than the one she received as a receptionist in the hotel before. Well, on the other hand, Bola Tinubu, the All Progressive Congress APC presidential candidate in 2023 poll, has met with the former president Goodluck Jonathan in Abuja. The meeting is in continuations of Mr. Tinubu's nationwide consultations with the critical stakeholders ahead of the 2023 presidential elections. Mr. Tinubu, a former governor of Lagos State and one of the APC national leaders, met with Mr. Jonathan on Tuesday night at the latter residence and was accompanied by his running mates Kashim Shettima and 5 APC governors, among others, on the visit. That the briefing of the meeting gave the leaders opportunity to discuss various national issues, and the forthcoming 23 general elections.
I will come, sir.
A nation of freedom of everything, speech, visitation, and collaboration, and respect to another statement.
This meeting has also caused a lot of misreactions within Nigerians, which Arise TV News is reacting to. Details in the video.
This tweet says, laughing out loud. If anything at all, these photos should teach you to keep emotions aside when defending and supporting these people. The Jonathan they saw was useless, weak, and inept. It's the very same one they're now seeking his support for presidency. Let's take a look at the next tweet. Jonathan, according to this tweet, is a complete washout. Why on earth will he allow Shetima into his residence? Talk more of supporting Tinubu from falling. The same crooks that wept him mercilessly in 2015 are now pleading, former First Lady, please draw your husband's ear. Now, there was something you said yesterday that I really took to heart, and I think it best explains this conversation for me, is when it comes to the game of politics, it's never anything personal. Quite honestly, it's their interest. Yeah, it's just never anything personal.
And that's why we should keep warning the people, Kachi, that kill themselves over this politician. Yeah. In fact, we should draw their ears like this and say, you see, because we have a nation where people kill themselves, literally kill themselves over this politician. Political thugs get to kill people from the opposition. We've heard of deaths like that. We heard the case in Kogi now, that a woman's house, a party leader was burnt in her house. But look at the politicians, it's about their interest. And whatever they're going to make their deal, you're not going to be there. So you will pack yourself as Twitter warriors, abuse people, make enemies out of people, and you think you're doing yourself some good. You're fooling yourselves. Why these politicians, we attend each other's weddings, we attend each other's burial, they become richer. The political class will become richer because there's always something in it for them. It is you that there is nothing in it for you. What you'll just have is money to buy your data and go on Twitter and cast aspersions and cause a war. And be angry why billions of dollars get in their accounts. So it is best for you to be thinking and be wise that don't die in their war, because for them, it's where their bread is being buttered. Where does their interest align? Now they are looking at the political alignment. Okay, we need elder statesman, good luck, Jonathan's support. Let's go visit him. And they will go and they will visit and they'll make merry. And if they've got interests that align, deals will happen and you will not be there. You will just shout. They will go to London, they will sit down, they will sit in executive hotels. Their own children are made for life. It's your children that can't afford education. Yeah. So you better hear it and don't die in their war.
That's essentially.
They will fly private jets. You will not even have money to buy a ticket from Lagos to Abuja. You enter night bus.
You know, we try to just dilly-dally around it, but the reality is, even when these pictures came out, that big question about the Chibok girls came to the surface again because, you know, former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan also had thoughts on that. You know, what exactly happened to those girls under your watch? What really happened? But for some reason, that question remains unanswered, which is also why there's a huge uproar as to the question of, okay, but that question was never answered, but for some reason, you're so excited to welcome them into your home.
Dr. Abati, we shouldn't read into it, right?
I mean, it's just a thought. It's a thought process right now. It's because it is out there, and we could not just ignore the fact that it is there. But the thing is, just like we do with many other things, we'll just look at it, you know, and just look away.
Okay, let's make this clear. In politics, there are no permanent enemies. There are permanent interests.
Yeah.
Okay, and anybody who wants to lead Nigeria will look for people with whom, you know, there are similar interests. Will try to cultivate the friendship of even those that once came across as if they were your enemies. In other words, politics in Nigeria is driven by convenience. It's driven by expediency. What we ask for all the time is that the principal interest should be the interest of the people that should dominate. Now, earlier on, I said I don't see anything wrong in the presidential candidate and the running mate of the All Progressives Congress visiting, you know, or consulting with or paying a courtesy visit to a former president of Nigeria, who in any case, if they were to win, they will still be meeting they will be, sitting together at the Council of State of Nigeria. All former heads of states, including the president, the incumbent, and also former chief justice of the federation, senate presidents, and all of these former speakers, they are all members of the Council of State. So on specific matters, they will still meet. Yeah. And then it's good optics, for you to be seen to be consulting widely with former leaders, because the persons who have been president before, they fall into a category of their own, either in Nigeria or elsewhere. After all, we have seen people going to Mina to go and see the two former heads of state in Mina. We see people going on pilgrimage to Abeokuta to see former President Obasanjo. We see people also now going to the home of President Jonathan. Even if we were in Otueke, in his country home, you don't be surprised. They would take, a flight or board a helicopter and go there. Okay, so that's just the way of politics. But I know it's very natural for Nigerians to say, oh, what are they cooking? What is going on there? So Nigerians are always reading meanings into every situation. But I think that, as far as I can see, this was just simple courtesy visit, not anything. And as for people talking about the abduction of the Chibok girls and the back and forth between the federal government and the Borno state government, at the time. Yeah, at that time, there was a lot of trading of blames, okay? The federal government saying exams should not have been held. The state government did not do enough. The state government, coming to the villa with some other representatives and all of that. But, at that time, it was a very painful moment in Nigeria to see the majority of Christian students, particularly, that was part of the subtext, being abducted in broad daylight. But, since then, a lot of water, has passed under the bridge. There have been more abductions, and the security problem in Nigeria has become even bigger than it was at that time. And those who promised that their primary task will be to solve that security problem, they've not been able to do it. But we're hoping that, someday, Nigeria will be peaceful and safe for all of us. Whether you live in Chibok or you live in wherever.
Before I go, I want to leave you guys with this particular interview, and I want you guys to hear your opinion. And this will be our last clip for today. And do not forget to subscribe and follow us for more information, because there will be many updates coming from this channel. All right, guys, I'm going to be leaving you guys here. Until we meet again, thank you for following and subscribing for Plan B TV News.
I live in UK, but I'm very keen for a change in Nigeria, and I am obedient. But knowing APC and PDP as master riggers of election, how are we sure Obi will not be rigged by the well-organized political elite whose source of livelihood is Egunje, speaking the minds of others, Oscar? So, Oscar, this video is actually for you. And like you said, let me answer honestly. I do understand where that is coming from. So, let's start from the beginning. Yes, I agree. There's always a lot of rigging in the political system during the election and all of that. But what we have right now, number one, we have a new Electoral Act. So this Electoral Act has, as much as possible, tried to look at all those areas of rigging and take, how do I put it now, and mitigate them. So as we are right now, and that's the beauty, and that's one of the things that I keep saying to people, that's the beauty of what we have with the 2023 election. The riggers have, for now, been rigged out in a way. So, they have not mastered the new process. So there's a new process, there are a lot of laws, lot of things going on, and so they've not really mastered it. So it gives a level playing field. It should take a little while, maybe like the next or 2 election for them maybe to be able to find their way around this. For now, they don't have. And that was the same thing that we had with the 2015 election when the former President Jonathan brought in the new Electoral Act then before this one that we have. So it sort of like mitigated that, especially with the card reader. And it was when they now went to court that the Supreme Court said that the card reader was not admissible in the courts, that they went back to their master plan rigging. So let's look at it from one. Number one, they're using the beavers. So basically, before you are able to vote, they will have to first of all accredit you. Is it accreditation? Yeah, that accreditation, and then they will check that the PVC you are coming with is truly your own, not that you just pick PVC by the roadside. So they're going to use your fingers or your face. So either one of them must match. And right now they are saying no more incidence form. So during the local government council election, I took part in it. I went there. So there was this old man that had come to where our polling unit is. So they couldn't find his name. And so I had finished voting. As a Pokemon no get work, I carried the old man. We started going from one polling unit to the other to find where his name was. We finally we were able to locate where his was. And at the end of the day, he couldn't even vote. So they did his fingers. His fingers didn't go through. They took his picture. His face didn't go through. So there was something that happened. When he was doing his PVC registration, I think when they were taking the picture, you know, sometimes men, there are northern men, they have this sort of like veil they put over their head, like a shawl they put over their head. So his own was there. It flipped a little bit, so it covered some part of his face in covering. So it was not matching. I had to say to Baba, you need to go back and redo this whole thing. And so that was how he didn't vote. So why am I giving you this explanation? To tell you that indeed they are following that. So there's no incidence form. If you are not they can't get your fingerprints and facial this thing to match, facial recognition, fingerprints recognition, then you will not be able to vote. Because one of the things is that is where many people actually most of the rigging happens. So they will just bring in anyhow people will now vote. It won't be that people that were captured, then they will now have that voting. Or they will do, what do you call it, ballots, that one that they will see them print a lot of ballot papers, and they will put it in the ballot box, and then they will count those things. That can't happen now, because the number of votes must be equal to the people that were accredited. If the voting is more than the people that were accredited, that's over voting, and the election in that polling unit will be cancelled. So you see, so there's a mitigation in place. And right now, this is in the law, this is in the act. It's not like what we had the card reader, where the card reader was not in the act. Though the card reader, thinking that it was part of the law, was what held the law of people back. But after the 2015 election, Wike went to the Supreme. That was how Wike won election. And Wike was not supposed to be the one that would be the governor. And so he went there, and even though there was reading, it was more than the card reader, but the Supreme Court said that the card reader is not admissible in the court. So that's one. So you see, in that case of that issue of they coming out to be thumping, just carry people and then they will be thumping and they will put it in the ballot, they will count it, it's no longer going to happen. So that has been mitigated in a way. Then the other thing also is looking at this what did they call? There's a term for it, I can't remember now, but looking at the transmission of results. Very important. There's now electronic transmission of results. So first of all, people are going to be at the polling unit. You're going to see the votes counted. They are going to enter it in everything, and then they will transmit it electronically. So it's already been transferred. Though INEC is saying they will do manual collation, that's still a different thing. They're just going to carry the same result down there. So that electronic transmission of votes, it's very important. If it's already transmitted electronically, there's no how you're going to be changing it. And then basically people at the polling units are going to be there when things are counted. So that's another way that is going to mitigate what used to happen before. And one of the things we are saying to people is that, look, on that day, our business is going to be at the polling unit. You have no business going home to go and sleep. Have we not been sleeping? Will they see the sleep? Even the sleep, you can't sleep because of all the things that are happening in the country. So on that day, there's nothing like sleeping. We will vote. We will all stay there and ensure that the votes accounted, everything is put in, not that they will switch one thing or the other. And you know, when they send that electronic votes in, the transmission of results, so that helps, right? That sort of like goes in. So what's the other thing now? In terms of talks, snatching of ballot boxes that they used to do, it is no longer favorable to the politician. Because if you snatch ballot boxes and you go and stuff it and they count it, if it is more than the people that were accredited, automatically the results there will be cancelled, right? But there have been people who have had fears. They've been the fear of, what if they now come and try to, where they see there's a stronghold, maybe of Peter Obi in certain places, they will now go there and try to beat people off or try to disrupt it or cause this thing not to work and all of that. One of the things for me, like I say, is we keep talking, we keep watching, we keep being there. If people come out in their numbers, it's very difficult for a lot of rigging to happen. Rigging normally happens because there are no people at the polling unit. You go to some polling unit, there are only 5 people. Sometimes you even find the people who are there, they are sleeping. So when that happens, a lot of rigging can take place. But people know the implication of that act is the buying of votes. Right? So if they buy votes, what do we do? Though we've seen a lot of where INEC have been using like EFCC, DC officials and security agents to arrest people who are actually buying votes. But I think that's one of the things where they will say, okay, vote and we'll pay you. That one now, if people are doing that, there's really nothing that we can... if they are not seen, really nothing that, no, I won't say there's really nothing that we can do. We can do something. And that's also by also using our own soft power. Like you said, you live in the UK. I'm sure there are people who come to you and ask for favor and you help them out. If they are going to sell their votes, I mean, there's something called tough love. Time has come for you to be able to say to them, if you sell your vote, I'm not going to help you. The people you sold your vote to, you are going to meet them for those 4 years and collect money from them. It's as simple as that. There's no, people start to be sentiment. Look, this thing there has to be tough love. You have to put certain things out. Me, in 2019, I made up my mind that I will no longer be stopgap for people that refuse to hold their government accountable. If you don't hold your government accountable, stay where you are. Be enjoying the bad governance. Don't even bring it. I won't even look at you. And for me, I can be soft and tough at the same time. I'm always somebody of I can have this thing. I don't care if you like come, because the people you sold your vote to, you need to go and meet them for them to help you. So we need to also do a lot of sensitization, a lot of awareness creation, letting people know the implication of selling their votes and the fact that, look, if you sell your vote, this is what happens. You're selling off your life. You're putting up people who are not going to do the right thing. I see a lot of people who say that, hey, but when people are poor, you can't tell them. Yes, but then who is the person that takes care of the 4 years that politicians are not there? It's not you and I. So we also must tell them, if you sell those votes, then they will be the ones to take care of the rest of the 4 years that they are never available. So it's a lot of work. But I can tell you, if there's any time where the rigging of the politician, it has been curtailed, and that's why you see them, they are jittery, even though they try not to show it. It is right with what we have now. That electoral act that the president signed, it really was a major thing for me. Muhammadu Buhari did a great thing in signing that. I know some people are like, oh yeah, but he's supposed to do it. He could well have not signed it. What would you have done? Would have still just been making demands and everything. So now he has signed it. Kudos to him on that. And it is now for us to actually use that and keep going. So why we must, and why I tell people, the result is not in our how do I put it, in our control, but our efforts are in our control. So let's focus on getting people to go and vote. The biggest thing we have is that a lot of people believe in Peter Obi. A lot of people know he's the person for the job on what we have right now, but it's the fear, thinking, oh, will he win? Will they not rig? Those fears are the things that are holding us back. And that's why before they used to say to Nigerians that your votes don't count. You know, they tell you that so that you will not even bother to go and vote. And that's the same mindset that is still happening with, oh, if it's not winning, why will I go? Forget about that. Let's just keep doing what is within our effort. Push, campaign to people, talk to people, push people to go and do the needful and vote. And at the end of the day, we'll see how it happened. Okay, thank you so much for that comment. And then for other people, oh my goodness, This is over 12 minutes. I didn't even know I would talk this long. But the situation called for it. But please, if you have any comment or question, just drop it down there. As much as possible, I'll keep on addressing those questions and comments and fears that people have. That's my job for this election. That's it. I'm telling you, every other thing I've had to postpone things that I'm going to do. There's so many things I'm supposed to do starting from October that I'm like,
don't forget to subscribe to get notified. And as you the show your support, now say God bless you too.
Sense on the bed.
Plan B TV, Plan B TV, Plan B TV. Oh, Plan B TV, Plan B TV, Plan B TV, Plan B TV.